Title: She cheated, so I let the whole city know. One billboard changed everything. The first time I saw the message on that billboard, I almost didn't believe it was real. Bright red letters burned against the morning sky. Bold, merciless, impossible to ignore. Samantha cheated on her husband. Hope it was worth it. People stood on the sidewalk, pointing, whispering, taking pictures. Cars slowed down, honking impatiently as traffic piled up. I just stood there, coffee in hand, staring up at the words I had paid for. My hands didn't even shake. They should have. But when your heart's been crushed enough times, you reach a point where pain starts to feel clean, controlled. I met Samantha 5 years ago. She was all laughter and warmth, the kind of woman who made the dullest room glow. She used to tell me I was her peace in chaos. I believed her, every word. I built our life around those promises. I worked double shifts at the shop, skipped nights out with friends, saved every dollar to buy her the car she wanted. She said it was our dream car. Turned out it became their getaway car. It started small, late replies, sudden girls' nights, perfume that wasn't hers lingering on her scarf. I told myself not to be paranoid. But lies have a scent of their own, faint, sweet, and poisonous. The night everything broke was a Tuesday. She said she had to work late. I believed her again, like a fool who hadn't learned the first time. But when I drove past the Lakeside Motel, a place we used to stop at for cheap date nights in our early days, I saw her car. Same plates. Same stupid his and hers air freshener I bought. Only this time she wasn't with me. I waited outside, heart pounding so hard it hurt. 20 minutes later, she came out laughing, in his jacket. The same guy from her office. The one she swore was just a friend. She froze when she saw me, eyes wide, face draining of color. "It's not what it looks like," she whispered. But lies don't even bother disguising themselves after a point. That was the night I decided, if she wanted attention, I'd give her all the attention in the world. The next morning, I didn't cry. I didn't shout. I just watched her sleep beside me, pretending everything was normal, like betrayal could be hidden under bedsheets. Her phone buzzed twice before sunrise. "Good morning, beautiful red heart." I memorized the number. No name, just a number. That was enough. When she woke up, she smiled at me, the same practice smile that used to melt me once. "Morning," she whispered, brushing my shoulder as she passed by. I stared at her like a stranger in my own home. That day, while she was at work, I sat in my truck, laptop open, searching for billboard companies. It was easier than I expected. Money talks and pain pays in cash. I chose the biggest digital board in the center of town, right above the shopping district where her salon was. Everyone she knew passed by that street daily. The guy on the phone asked what message I wanted displayed. I told him to write exactly this. Samantha cheated on her husband. Hope it was worth it. He paused for a second, maybe to make sure I was serious. "Sir, are you sure?" "Absolutely," I said. "Run it for 1 week." When she came home that night, she was cheerful, humming, cooking dinner, acting like nothing happened. I played along. Let her think I was still the same man she fooled. The calm before a storm always feels peaceful to the one who doesn't see it coming. We ate in silence, forks scraping plates, her pretending, me planning. Around 9 p.m., she got a message, probably from him. She smiled faintly, looked at me, and said she was tired. Went to bed early. The next morning, I left before she woke up. I parked near the intersection, coffee in hand, waiting for the timer to hit 8 a.m., the billboard rotation schedule. And then it appeared. Her name. Her betrayal. Her truth, glowing 10 feet tall for the entire city to see. Within minutes, people were stopping, taking photos. A few even laughed. I watched from the corner, emotionless. It wasn't satisfaction, not exactly. It was justice, in the only language betrayal understands, exposure. By noon, my phone was full of missed calls. By 2 p.m., she called me 32 times. I didn't answer. She texted. "What did you do?" I sent her the picture of the billboard. One line followed it. "Now the world knows." When I finally got home that evening, she was waiting at the door, shaking, mascara smudged, her voice trembling between anger and fear. "How could you?" she screamed. I looked her dead in the eye and said, I just returned the favor. She followed me into the living room, still shouting, her voice cracking between fury and panic. You ruined my life, Daniel, she cried. Do you have any idea what you've done? I poured myself a drink and sat down, calm as the eye of a storm. Yeah, I said quietly. I told the truth. Something you never had the courage to do. Her phone kept buzzing on the counter. Coworkers, friends, maybe even her lover. Her face was pale, her hands trembling as she scrolled through the endless flood of messages. Everyone knew. The whole city knew. Her reputation, the perfect image she built with lies and filters, had collapsed overnight. For a second, I thought she might apologize, maybe even beg. But instead she broke down screaming, "You're sick. You could have just left." I took a slow sip of whiskey. I did leave, I said. Just left a billboard behind to remind you what you threw away. She sank onto the couch, sobbing uncontrollably, the weight of humiliation pressing her down. I didn't gloat. I didn't even smile. I just felt empty. Revenge never fills the space love once lived in. It only clears it out. By evening, her mother called me furious. Her boss left a voicemail threatening legal action. But the truth isn't defamation. You can't sue someone for showing the world who you really are. Samantha packed her bags that night. She didn't say goodbye. She didn't have to. The silence between us had already said everything. Days turned into weeks. The billboard came down eventually, replaced by a real estate ad. But people still remembered. Some whispered, others avoided the topic, but her name had become a warning. A story parents told their sons about trust and foolish hearts. One afternoon, while I was closing the shop, I saw her car parked across the street. She stepped out looking thinner, older, guilt etched deep into her eyes. She didn't come closer, just stood there for a while. Then she called out, voice trembling, "You really hated me that much?" I shook my head. "No," I said. "I loved you that much. That's the only reason it hurt enough to make me do it." She looked down, nodded once, and drove away. I never saw her again. Now, whenever I pass that street, I still glance up, not at the billboard, but at the sky beyond it. The same sky that once reflected her laughter, now holding the quiet reminder of a man who loved too much, and a woman who mistook love for weakness. And though the city forgot the billboard, I never did. Because sometimes, exposing a lie isn't about revenge. It's about reclaiming the truth that was stolen from you.